Kerry's first mission. James Adams was lucky. He got straight to the top rung of the ladder with his first mission. But Kerry Chang's first mission wasn't nearly as exciting. James and Kyle were playing Tekken. James was on his bed, Kyle on the floor. "Come on, Nina!" James screamed, tipping his body with the joypad. The PlayStation yelled out, "Nina Williams wins!" Kyle threw down his controller as James punched the air. Kyle shrugged. "Like to see you do that to me in real life." "Got my karate blue belt yesterday," James said. Kyle laughed. "Good. Now you can mash up the 8-year-olds. Kerry banged on the door. "It's open," James said. Kerry walked in. "Hey, Kyle. Didn't know you were here." She had a big grin on her face as she pulled a plastic card out of her pocket. "Look what I've got." "What is it?" James asked. "Card for the 8th floor," Kyle explained. "Mission preparation. It means Kerry's got a mission." James smiled. "Oh, cool. When you going?" "Dunno," Kerry shrugged. "I see the mission controller for my briefing tomorrow morning." "Who you got?" Kyle asked. "Dennis King." "DK? He's good," Kyle said. "Best one to get. Nice old guy. Handles all the routine stuff." "Anyway," Kerry said, "I better go to bed. It's gone 11. I just had to tell someone. I'm really nervous." "Before you go, Kerry," Kyle said, "I bought a big bag of fake stuff back from Manila. There's Lacoste shirts for £4, Nike shorts for $5. It's all in my room. You want to look?" Kerry shook her head. "Nah, I bought some of that fake stuff off someone before. Put it through the wash once and it shrank down to about half the size." "It's good stuff," Kyle said defensively. "Most of it comes out of the same factories that make the real ones." "I'll pass," Kerry said. "I'm going to bed now anyway. See you at breakfast, I expect." "Night, Kerry," James called. "Good luck tomorrow." Kerry headed out. "All that stuff you sold me better not bloody shrink, Kyle," James said. First impressions count. Doing well on your first mission is important. If you get a couple of easy missions in without problems, you soon get moved up to the interesting stuff. Kerry couldn't sleep. She was awake at 6 a.m. and went for breakfast, but she couldn't get her head straight. Her guts were in her mouth. She flicked through a morning paper, but her mind wasn't on it. There were 3 hours to kill before the briefing. Kerry went back up to her room. She brushed her teeth for the second time and combed what there was of her hair. She hadn't realized how long it would take to grow back when she shaved her head for basic training. There was a rule that you were supposed to tuck your t-shirt in. Nobody ever enforced it, but Kerry thought she ought to tuck it in for her first mission briefing. Best to look extra smart. She was sure there was something important she'd forgotten, but there couldn't be. She'd been through everything 500 times. She looked at her watch. Still over an hour and a half to wait. She hated the way time lasts forever when you're waiting for something. Kerry got out of the lift on the 8th floor. Every door had a notice warning of dire punishments for anyone found in the wrong room. All except Dennis King's door, which was at the end of the corridor, wide open. Dennis King was at his desk. Dyed hair, combed back and greased down, thick glasses with black frames. He was on the phone, sounding pretty frantic about a missing email. 3 boys sat opposite King. One of them was Josh Clark. He was 15 and used to be Kerry's Spanish tutor when she first got to Cherub. Josh whispered so he didn't blot out King's phone call. "Hey Kerry, congratulations on passing basic. First mission?" Kerry nodded. "Nervous?" Kerry shook her head. "Not really." Dennis King slammed the phone down. "Oh, the Swiss. They're all idiots." He looked at Kerry. "You must be Chung." "Chang," Kerry said. "Kerry Chang." Dennis King reached between the kids sitting at his desk and shook Kerry's hand. "Nice to meet you, Kerry. Call me DK. Everybody does. Everything you need is in the box in drawer 16. Read the briefing, talk to Josh if you have any questions. Nice, easy first mission for you." Kerry found drawer 16 and lifted out a plastic box. It contained the mission briefing, her passport, a set of airline tickets, a mobile phone, and a metal tube about 60 centimeters long. The tube had a yellow warning triangle with "Danger High Explosive" written beneath it. Classified. Mission briefing for Kerry Chang. Standard FAA compliance mission. Number 1037, March 2004. Do not remove from room 812. Do not copy or make notes. FAA compliance missions are part of an agreement between the Federal Aviation Authority in the United States and the Civil Aviation Authority in the United Kingdom. Every year, the British government makes 120 official attempts to breach American airport security in an ongoing program to detect security lapses. The Americans make the same number of attempts to breach British airport security. Each attempt is slightly different. In this instance, an unaccompanied child, provided by Cherub, will try to breach security at Chicago O'Hare Airport. The child will be carrying an M72 light anti-tank rocket. This is a large item and the probability of detection is high. The child will be waved through British airport security before boarding his or her flight. In the event the weapon is detected in the United States, the child must produce the diplomatic documentation provided and ask to speak to the airport security manager. If the weapon is not detected, the child must proceed through security to meet an FBI liaison officer who will be waiting in the airport lobby. The child will be allowed to stay in Chicago overnight and have a day's accompanied sightseeing in the city before flying back to London in the evening. Kerry was a bit disappointed. The mission didn't give her much opportunity to prove herself. All she had to do was sit on a plane and walk through security. Still, it was better than no mission at all, and she'd always wanted to go to America, even if it was only for a day and a bit. She felt important arriving at Heathrow Airport and getting waved through security. Her seat was in the front row of economy class. There were 2 snotty little brothers sitting beside her, about 6 or 7 years old. Both kids had huge yellow badges pinned on their t-shirts. The badges had a cartoon picture of an aeroplane and "Unaccompanied child, please look after me" written underneath. "Drinks?" the stewardess asked. "Coke, please," Kerry said. "You're not wearing your badge," the stewardess pointed out. "I don't need one," Kerry said. "I'm nearly 12. The stewardess took no notice and pinned a giant badge on Kerry's tracksuit. It was the most embarrassing thing she'd ever worn. "Don't pull it off again, young lady. There are rules." Kerry couldn't be bothered telling the stewardess she'd never had a badge in the first place. With some people, you just know you'll never win an argument. When the meals came round, Kerry got chicken nuggets shaped like teddies and Dairy Lee slices. Can't I have an adult meal? I'm sorry, we only have one meal per passenger. Did you want the play pack? It's got crayons and join the dots pictures. Kerry knew that if she snapped her plastic fork in two and got a sharp edge, she could do some serious damage to the stewardess. The thought made her smile. Not to worry, the stewardess said. You'll probably want a little nap soon anyway. A couple of hours into the flight, a good-looking kid walked past Kerry on the way to the toilet. He was 12 or 13, and he must have lived somewhere hot because he was all tanned. Kerry could imagine him on a beach somewhere, running around with a surfboard under his arm. The kid gave Kerry a smile as he walked past. Maybe he was flirting with her? She decided to get behind him in the queue for the toilet. They might have a conversation. And at least it would be a break from the two brats sitting next to her. They'd been screaming over a Game Boy since before takeoff. Kerry joined the queue next to the tanned kid and his younger brother. She looked at her watch. Boring flight, she said. Still 6 hours to go. The kid seemed surprised Kerry had spoken to him. Yeah, he said. I just love that badge. The brothers burst out laughing. A couple of adults in the queue started laughing as well. Kerry turned bright red and stormed back to her seat. It was the worst flight ever. Kerry's backpack set off a metal detector in the immigration hall. She stopped walking. The security guard smiled and waved Kerry on. Don't worry, miss. Just your belt buckle or something. Does it all the time. She walked out into arrivals. A uniformed FBI agent was holding up a sign with Kerry's name on it. Welcome to the United States. Name's Sue O'Banion. Better take you up to my office. Sue took Kerry to a small office behind the check-in desks. Kerry unzipped her backpack and handed Sue the M72 rocket launcher. Sue laughed. What a beauty! You could take out half the airport with one of those. Didn't you set off the metal detector? Yeah, but I got waved through. Guy said it was probably my belt buckle. Oh, well, he's going to be looking for a new job real soon. This never should have got in. There is a scale on the metal detector. This amount of metal should send it into red. And there's sniffers that can detect explosives. And there is an X-ray of every checked bag as it comes off the plane. It's very disappointing that you made it here. Kerry nodded, but she was pleased she'd got through. Can I get a shower or something? She asked. Sure. You're staying with me tonight. We can get pizza or something. And tomorrow I'll take you to see the sights. Go on the river, see all the skyscrapers. You got any spending money? They gave me $150, but I have to give back whatever I don't spend. So I figured I'll try and buy some new trainers. These ones I'm wearing are past it. Plus, my friend James says you get almond M&Ms over here, and you don't get them in Britain. They're his favourite kind, so he wants me to get him some. Chicago is the place to shop, Kerry. I'll take you to Michigan Avenue, biggest shopping street in America.